breaking the line out wide, and when it gets tough, you battle through and hold on, especially as we had no sub left for the last 20. Highlight for me was returning from the loot to the site of a Widnes try and getting caught up in the celebration with the players. Side note to Mark, Hanbury is very toned.
You don't need to tell Mark that.
Chuck Norris wears Danny Craven pyjamas.
There you go, look at that.
So was Ludo the guy who's been sort of caught on the highlights, like sort of halfway up the way out of the stand and then running to jump in with the celebrations? It must be.
I've got to be honest, I need to watch it back. I've not seen much of this at all.
Lots of breaks up the middle from Danny Craven, basically.
There you go. Credit to Widnes then, because that's a big result, and I didn't see it coming. I think it was hard to find where Widnes were going to get a result from. Sometimes these things have to come along. Seems like Lee didn't fire at all, particularly like we've come to expect them in the early going, to build that sort of explosive start to the game and then almost not cling on but kind of see things out. So
Josh Drinkwell was possibly a bigger miss than we were expecting.
But we've referred to him as being really important to anything that Lee will do well this season will run through Josh Drinkwater, I suspect.
I expected the pack to be able to overcome him being missed in this game, but obviously Wakefield's pack aimed up. Widnes's pack aimed up. And on top of that, Tom Gilmore added an element of control that they've not had in the half-back positions, which saw him get widely acclaimed as the best player on the pitch, even though Craven grabbed the headlines with the tries and whatnot. So well done to Widnes turning it around. The big changes to the team lineup, wasn't there? A few surprising omissions maybe as well in terms of players that I don't believe were necessarily injured, like Corey Thompson, Lloyd White, and Lloyd White's injured, but it certainly lit a fire under them.
Shook things up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's definitely something that needed to happen at Widnes, though, wasn't it? So maybe that's gone in there. Well, it certainly has worked in their favour, and congratulations. That's a good big win. What did the stats tell us? What
is pretty much a season-long habit for Lee bit them again in this game. They had a worse tackle success rate than their opponent. It was 1.1% worse here, and lost the penalty count 9-6 in this one. Also, I think I missed something from the error. I think it was a 10-4 error count. Okay. Won't have helped them, despite a touch more ball and a bit more ground made by the Centurions. Widnes were able to convert their chances this week somewhat. They had 6 tries to 2 from 11 to 7 clean breaks. So obviously a lot of breaks in the game, considering how you just thought more tries would be scored with that amount of clean breaks.
Well, yes, that's true. Individually then,
Danny Craven 3 tries, 7 tackle busts, 4 clean breaks. Chris Houston 40 tackles with no missed tackles, good captain's knock from old man Houston. Tom Armstrong with a try assist 122 metres. Jay Chapelhow had a big game, 42 tackles, 117 metres, so went both ways, the young tall fella there. Charlie Runciman, we finished with Charlotte with a try, 207 running metres, 3 clean breaks.
She had a good game. Right, for Lee then, who stood out?
Yeah, Ryan Hampshire back at fullback with 2 try assists and 101 metres. Matty Dawson keeps plugging the effort away there with 123 metres. Credit for the effort, Matty. Danny Tickle with 1 try, 45 tackles, 10 of which were marker tackles.
He's got some career ahead of him, Danny Tickle. Another good young player for the Centurions.
And Ben Crooks grabbed 2 tries as well.
Okay, so final game of the weekend was down in the south of France. The 4th consecutive defeat for the Catalan Dragons, 18 points to 38, as they hosted Wakefield Trinity in front of 7,931.
Yeah, dipping crowd at Catalan this year.
Well, they've not been served anything to get enthusiastic about, are they?
No,
that's the thing. The brand of rugby league
get
they're
the bird
playing.
Back.
Well, even when Greg Bird was in the side, he was kind of the bright spark, wasn't he? They're not particularly playing an exciting brand of rugby league, and they've just lost 4 on the spin. So the Frenchmen are going to the French are going to vote with their feet, aren't they?
Well, Brian Davies says, great win for Wakey, good solid display, though Tom Johnston had a shocker despite scoring 2 length of the field tries. Be interesting to see if he takes comfort in the tries or recognises that the errors aren't acceptable at the top level. Scott Griggs had his best game of the season and the pack made good yards, which is unusual for us. Sets up a cracker next week.
Tyler Casfan says, big win for Wakey, 7 tries when they were probably not at their best, shows they have something special in their group. As for Catalans, the meat cleaver could well be out after that performance. Dismal.
And then we finish with Le Wakey White. Bonjour, messieurs. Excellent win
No,
for
I think you should have to do the whole thing in a cod French accent, mate.
Excellent win for Wakey, admittedly against an out-of-sorts Catalan outfit. Almost the perfect caper, as the pack knocked 7 shades of shite out of the Frenchman and created space and plenty of chances for BJB and Johnston. It put a cherry on top of an excellent wine and cheese-fueled break in France. Beat Widnes next week and we'll be looking in real good shape.
Yes, there you go. Well, congratulations, Wakefield. Again, this is another one that we thought might go the way of the home team, but there is a bit of grit and determination about this Wakefield side now, isn't there? They seem to have a bit more staying power than they've had.
Yeah, and Gareth Fewer on his first Super League game, back on his weekends away to France.
I know.
Tell you what, I don't think he had a great game.
That's been the prevailing wisdom on the forums and from what I've read up on as well.
And most of his errors were against the home side. I felt some of the calls he made went against the home side. I don't think it would have had a difference, though, because the main thing that went against the home side, I felt, was the forward pack just didn't have the right, I don't know, attitude or intensity of the game. They were reasonable in defence in the middle, apart from in terms of, you know, not missing tackles and that sort of thing. But the contact was never. And I didn't mention this in the Leeds-Wigan game, but the Leeds forwards were way better in contact. Well, I sort of mentioned it a bit, but I didn't emphasise the point the Leeds forwards were way better in contact. This was the same. The Wakey forwards were way better in contact, both in attack and defence, than the Catalan forwards. And it gave that winning of the ruck area gave Wakefield some chances out wide, which they Tom Johnson duly bombed. I'm on the side that he won't think he'll realise it's not acceptable, because he was fuming at himself, wasn't he, for the errors he made in this game. Yeah. Do you know who he looks like? And especially when he's having a strop at himself like he was. You know the teenage son in Modern Family? Have you seen any of the more recent episodes when he's like more physically like a man?
No, which one? Which one's this?
Modern Family, the family with the fit daughter.
Sophia Vergara. No, never mind the fit daughter. It's got Sophia Vergara in it, you pedo.
Anyway, because I can't find a 26-year-old or whatever she is, Sarah Hyland fit. But anyway,
I thought you were talking about the other one, the middle one with the glasses. It's been a long time since I've watched it.
But anyway, Luke, the boy son of that family.
Right.
Have a look. Tom Johnson looks a lot like him when he's having his strops at himself for dropping the ball.
It's funny that you've got the temerity to mention people who look like characters on Modern Family, Mark, to be perfectly honest. When you and I could do a very plausible fancy dress fucking party as the gay couple from it. All I need is a head of hair and a flowery shirt. We've done it.
Yeah.
We've cracked it for Halloween, man.
But anyway, so I think he'll go on that side of things. I just think the attitude wasn't quite right. I felt like Catalan weren't imposing themselves on the game, and I think it's making me feel. It's making me feel like that. You know, Fraser-New's the top of the list for the first chop.
Yeah, well, I felt this way since the start of the season. I've been progressively less and less impressed by Laurent Fraser-New as his tenure at Catalans has gone on, and it's been the law of diminishing returns for me. Every year under him, they've got progressively worse. Now, they took some steps early in the close season to get rid of what you would call the quote-unquote disruptive influences within that team and try and go a different route. And I was as pleased as anyone to see, you know, more French players being drafted in. But I agree with you, the attitude isn't there, and there's a casual. They seem to be approaching the sport of rugby league in a very casual way. And when you do that, when you don't have that motivation and that fire in your belly, you're going to get results like this. You're going to get done by 20 points at home.
And by a team that weren't particularly outstanding.
I like Wakefield. They have started to grow on me a little bit in terms of their as an organisation, and I like them as a group. And there's some players who are individuals in that group that I like watching. Tom Johnston amongst them, Big Dave Fafita as well. But they're not. This isn't a side that's going to be trouble in the top four. This is Wakefield. This is mid-table Wakefield, and Catalan Dragons should be aspiring to be better than that, and they're not delivering that on a fairly regular basis now.
Yeah.
Get Greg Bird back in the side. Is he the plaster to cure all ills? Probably not, to be honest with you.
He set a different attitude, though, didn't he, when he played? If you look at the way they fronted up and defended and stuff in that Hull FC game, compared to how they've done this in the last two times we've been able to see them play, and that I think so it will make a difference. But one player shouldn't be that important.
No, absolutely.
Especially when you've got seasoned pros like Remy Casti,
Sam Moa's in that team,
Battieri, who are putting in 10-minute shifts, but not. Some of them are putting in 10-minute shifts, but not delivering for 80 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. So no, it's I fully anticipate this to be Fraser last season in charge at Catalan Dragons. I've said it from the start of the year. I'm not a fan of what's going on there.
They weren't utterly terrible for the entire game, but they weren't consistently intense enough to overcome their opponents. In the stats, better team tackle success 1.4% and winning the penalty count 6-8 were as good as it got for the home side.
Yeah.
For Wakefield, 198 more metres at a big 1.9 metres per carry, better average game. 10-4 in clean breaks, crucially as well. So creating more chances. The last two being particularly big wins that underpinned the 38-18 scoreline.
There you go. So individually for Wakefield, who stood out for us?
David Fafita keeps racking up big numbers, 118 metres for him. Bill Tupu had 164 metres. Joe Arundel had a try assist and 112 metres, and I forgot he even played in this game. Ben Jones-Bishop with 3 tries, 7 tackle busts, 206 metres, 3 clean breaks.
Which on any other week you would say was an exceptional performance for a winger.
Yeah, certainly. Tom Johnston, 2 tries, 293 running metres, which is a new SLP All Time record.
Phenomenal.
2 clean breaks. Never has a player set a positive record with such a bad performance as Tom Johnston did in this game. He basically made all those off 3 or 4 runs.
Yeah.
And outside of that, he was just dropsy boy.
The better part of 300 metres and a hat-trick, and I think Ashton got 2, didn't he? Phenomenal. And he's still young. That's
and
the
he
thing.
bombed 3 tries.
You can fix up that. You can teach him enough to be consistent and get him level-headed. The raw materials are there for Tom Johnson to be a phenomenal rugby league footballer, aren't they?
Yeah. On the Catalan side, Sam Moa did actually get 110 metres and Jason Battieri got 117 metres. So they did obviously work hard when they were on the pitch. Or they put their hands up to carry the balls at least, but whether they were meaningful
not
meters.
doing anything dynamic with those meters, are they?
Christian Innie was quite dynamic. 1 try, 9 tackles, 102 metres, 3 successful offloads. Fuad Yaha with a try and 168 metres. He got more involved than he normally does, so at least he was trying to put a shift in, because if you look at his normal output, he doesn't carry the ball as much as he should for a player of his size and pace. Exit sets, he doesn't do enough normally, so credit to him there. Ben Garcia was good. 1 try, 134 metres. That was actually quite a good try, the run he put on.
There you go. Just hard to get enthusiastic about Catalan Dragons, to be honest with you. Okay, so what does all that mean in terms of the standings in Super League now?
Well, not only is it going to be one of our longest shows of the year, but Castleford stay top.
Good, because that's in honour of Tom Johnson's enormous running metres.
Castleford stay top with only Crisis Club Leeds Rhinos now keeping pace. Salford are the big risers up into the top 4, taking Wigan's place. The bottom 4 stay the same, although every club now have points on the board. Oh yeah, and on the Crisis Club joke, and Rich pointed this out in his bit, there were people saying it's embarrassing that we beat that Wigan side with all them people out by only, 8 points in the end. So it shows where Dermot should go.
Yeah, but expectations are always high
for a team to come to turn up and beat the champions, no matter what team we put out, and be good for it.
But I said the same earlier on in the show, though. I think it would be interesting to see how these two teams go against each other once Wigan are patched up a bit more.
It's all hypothetical, though, isn't it? They beat the team that was in front of them.
Of course, it's hypothetical, but that goes to show you the weight of expectation that lives around Headingley, doesn't it? You can have such a terrible year as last year and still coming up against you lot, whilst you were decimated by injury, they expect more from their team, and that's the pressure that they operate under at Headingley.
This week's round matched last week's 9 tries per game. It also saw a new season high in breaks and metres, showing attacks are coming to the fore, underlined by an all-time SLP record set with an average gain across all 6 games of 7.6 metres per carry.
Good Lord. Record-breaking weekend in Super League then. What does that mean in terms of predictions, Super Brew and Dream Team?
Well, very drab from our point of view, Thomas. You were 3 out of 6, you edged my 2 out of 6, so well done. You extend your lead overall to 28 from my 25 correct predictions so far this season. In the Super Brew, someone doing it a lot better than we are is Ian Gatwood, who stays top of the table. Elliot Wrench wears the yellow cap this week. He's in the middle of the table, but he's on the rise.
He's on the rise, Wrenchy, good lad.
In the Dream Team, Paul Wilson stays top, with now having a lead over 300 points. Colin Morse, though, who had a good week in the Super a few weeks ago, didn't he?
Yes.
And now he's having a good week in the Dream Team. He had 649 points, the best weekly round, so well done to all of those.
Obviously doing a thorough investigation into who should go in the team and what picks he'll be making.
Yeah.
Morse investigation.
Yes.
Very good. Just a shit gag. Right, that's Super League taken care of. Let's take a look now at some results from elsewhere in the world of Rugby League.